Today we are looking at a different kind of guide video. We are going to take a look at how everyone can become a hardcore player, and we're not talking about skills, classes or gear. We are actually going to talk about you, the player. And my claim is you don't need to be a god gamer with 15 millisecond reflexes to be good at hardcore. I am saying everyone with a mediocre gameplay but the correct mental state can achieve great things in hardcore. Let's start off with the biggest fear most of the hardcore players face. And that is dying and losing all the hours of progress they have put into a character. To dig deeper here, we need to understand why players die in hardcore for real. The obvious answer would be they die cause the monster killed them, right? But we need to understand what makes them approach the fight in the first place. And I would argue that a lot of these deaths come from overestimation of your personal gear and skills. Let me make an example what happened a lot. People blasted through World Tier 1 and then felt like they were unbeatable and they can take anything as soon as they try to unlock World Tier 3 though and jump into difficulty World Tier 2 to complete the capstone dungeon, they just fall down like flies. So it's really important to always know the strength of your character and not get carried away by these thoughts of being overpowered. Here are some tips that can help you understand your character's real power level. If you approach a new difficulty, it's wise to just go outside of the city, find a small group of trash mobs and take some auto hits from them. Use your defensive skills a little and see how it changes. This helps you to get a good starting indicator of your armor, damage reduction and such, and if your everything is suitable for the trash mobs of the new difficulty setting. Next step is entering a dungeon and slowly approaching one elite. Scout the area so you are sure you don't get additional surprise packs. Then test the damage you are taking in this controllable situation versus elements and stuff like this. If you also feel comfortable, here it's time to test your clear speed and take some times on how fast you can kill an elite pack. If this is suitable and grants a nice game flow, this will boost your confidence and not with false feelings that lead to your death. If it happens to not work out, find a safe farming method you have been able to pull off previously and just repeat this process until you're comfortable. Then the next challenge is completing a dungeon and more specifically the boss fight in the end. As the last indicator of your confidence boost series, you need to approach this as the same as you've done the other two options. Go in there, have a scroll of escape ready, and in case you feel inconfident, just port out, farm a bit up, gain this confidence back, and then try it again. This confidence that you just gained also tackles another issue, and this is the fact that many hardcore players get nervous really fast, and the better you trained your subconscious self that it can be confident in the character you're playing, the less likely you're getting carried away by these thoughts and your hands won't get shaky. Another great way to get rid of these nervous feelings is preparation. We all know what it feels like writing an exam totally unprepared in comparison to having studied every day the last 2 weeks and being confident that you know all the answers. So preparation is key. Do not play off-meta stuff if you're not able to do all the math behind it yourself and can actually prove on paper that it's better than meta builds. Do proper research on your preferred class meta build. Learn the rotations and timings of the skills. Try. Just go outside of the city in a relative safe environment until you can pull it off flawlessly and then approach the battle step by step as explained before. Know all gear setups that benefit you. You need to know the correct legendary aspects, the correct gems for the situations, the consumables that you can use. Your Barret Paragon board needs to be optimized. Everything, research it, try to optimize it as best as possible. It also helps to have your gear or build checked out by a good hardcore streamer to get his extra feedback and implement it. If you're doing all this, you're having a really solid base knowledge, and I can guarantee you will approach the game with more confidence and less panicness. If you're still not in the perfect mental state yet and not sure if you're able to make your capstone dungeon, for example, I simply recommend doing more preparation, and this time in the form of analytics. Watch guides on the dungeon you're trying to beat, learn the boss mechanics, get a timing going between his attacks. What helps great here is actually counting and nodding your head in a fixed beat between boss attacks. This helps you greatly to understand the timings of the attacks and get them slowly into your memory combining all three effects of learning. You're learning all via audio, via vision, and via movement. It's the fastest way of learning, and like it may look stupid at the start or feel weird. If you get the hang of it, you are able to learn boss encounters really, really fast, and you will progress as a player. And my last words are: never approach hardcore with the thought in mind, this is going to be your immortal character that makes it through everything. As soon as you get attached, it's going downhill. Don't make like promises to yourself and all this kind of stuff. Just come and take it as it is. Death is waiting for you, and you should welcome him every time you meet him. Drink some coffee with him, have a chat, go together to a museum, and when he realizes how boring you are, he will never come back, and that's your chance to victory.